Across the country, violent clashes erupted between the authorities and Land League supporters. With Ireland in turmoil, the British government took urgent action. Officials arrived from London to take evidence from both sides. In October 1880, Anthony found himself answering their questions at the local courthouse.
Julie, we have actual minutes of evidence of what Anthony Clark said before it.
Great. Oh, that's brilliant. Mr. Anthony Clark. So the chairman says, who is your landlord? Sir Roger Palmer. Is Mr. O'Donnell the agent there? Yes. And your rent? £19. Have you lost any land at any time lately? I did, sir, he says. He took 2 acres of arable land that was worth what we were paying for it, £1 an acre. And then the rent was left the same on me.
So they took the 2 acres
and still charged the same.
Yeah.
The rest of my land is almost entirely rock, and 3/4 of it is bog, and 1/4 is cut-away bog. They put all that work in and reclaimed it, and then they took the reclaimed land. And you get no allowance for the part taken off, he says to him, and he says no.
It really means that he's standing before the commission to put his case for what he sees as the arbitrary powers of the landlord.
When you say arbitrary power, you mean that the landlord can just, on a whim, do what he wants,
do what he wants. And a lot of tenants would be frightened to speak.
Yes, so it's very brave, actually,
Yeah,
isn't it?
I think it is, I think it is. It's dangerous.
Anthony's grievances against his landlord, Palmer, were now on record. The testimony that he and others gave laid bare the injustices of the system.
So what came out of this report for tenant farmers? Did they gain anything from this?
Yes. By the beginning of 1881, the British government pretty well acts on their recommendations. The tenant has greater protections. The fixing of rent levels is no longer entirely up to the landlord.
Right. You see? How fantastic.
Although new legislation was introduced to set fairer rents, for tenant farmers like Anthony, it didn't go far enough. He could still be evicted from his home and had no right to buy his land. The battle for reform was far from over.
So the fact that he stood up and was a key figure in the Land League, were there repercussions?
This is not very long afterwards.
List of persons whose arrest is recommended under provisions of the Bill for the Better Protection of Person and Property in Ireland.
And if you look down the list, you will see here.
Anthony Clark. There he is.
This is a list of local ringleaders or dangerous persons who they are going to intern without trial.
Oh, my God. The crime of which suspected organising many agrarian outrages. God.
They're saying that he's inciting people through his public speeches. So he's just precisely the kind of person that they need to detain and stop all this Land League organisation.
Right, get rid of the troublemakers.
Yeah.
Let's get them out the way. And everyone else will do as they're told.
In October 1881, the British government banned the Land League. Its leaders were rounded up and imprisoned. Anthony was now a marked man.
Was he arrested? Is there evidence that...
Well, we can't tell from this because all it's telling us is that he's listed for arrest, but we don't seem to have any evidence at all that he is actually detained.
Yes, yeah. Gosh.
But one of the really important movements when all of these men are locked up is, if you'd like to just have a look here.
Island AD,
Yeah.
County Mayo, a branch of the Ladies' Land League has been established here with the following officers. Miss Kate Doyle, President, Mrs. J. O'Brien, Treasurer. Is she a relative? Oh, she's got to be John O'Brien's wife, my great-grandfather's wife.
Yeah. Yeah, your other great-grandfather.
Yes,
That is, yeah, his wife.
Mrs. J. O'Brien.
And she is, if you look carefully.
And she's treasurer. Fantastic. Exciting. The Ladies' Land League. I'm absolutely thrilled that it wasn't just the men, that my great-grandmother was involved in the movement as well. How fabulous. As a woman, I'm just thrilled. I can't wait to find out more about her. But we don't know that Anthony's been interred.
We don't know. Insofar as we can work out at the moment, the trail just goes completely cold on him.
So what's happened to him? Nicola, I just wondered if you...
Julie's calling genealogist Nicola Morris to see if she can find out what happened to Anthony Clark after 1881.
Okay. Bye-bye.
While she waits to hear from Nicola, Julie wants to know more about her great-grandmother, Mrs. John O'Brien, who was a treasurer in the Ladies' Land League.
I'm absolutely thrilled that my great-grandparents were radicals, because I had no idea. So maybe the snobbery thing of my grandmother, Bridget Clark, obviously the daughter of Anthony Clark, writing to my mother and saying, come home at once, marrying a man in overalls. You know, I think that was, you come from these significant leaders and, you know, the leaders of our community, and you're marrying a builder sort of thing, you know. I think it was more that. It suddenly gave them, that's what I think, it gave them prestige and importance. And don't forget it, you know. Do you know what I mean? They were real people standing up for their rights. And it seems my great-grandmother was part of the Ladies' Land League. I mean, I didn't even realise there was such a thing. I hope we can find out more about her and how radical she was.